Hello, we're going to be going over assignment 5, the peer-to-peer uh, part of it. So to dive right in, we can start our first node by running this command, Gradle run peer, and then the arguments are just going to be the name and the port to start the server on because there is no other nodes available to connect to right now. So we'll start that up right off the bat. And then you can see hello Tony and welcome. Your port will be 7000. You are the lead node, and that's just, I mean, you're not technically a lead node, but you're the only node in the network right now. So that's why I decided to write that. Um, Moving on to start connections. To connect another node into the network, you will run the same thing. You'll have your name and then a unique port for your server, and then the node you want to connect to. So the host, the address and the port of the node you want to connect to. So localhost 7000. So the localhost 7000 is already running, so we can connect right into it, and we will run. And you'll see over here, hello from Jack. So Jack saying hello from this address and this port. And then it's sending a request to listen. And then you can see over here, Tony is now listening. Oh, crap. Tony is now listening. And then client connected. And then you have sending list of peers. So what happens is this main node that's already existing is going to send a list of peers that it's already connected to over to the new node that's starting, so they can connect to all of those. um, so if we want a message like, hey, you can see Jack says hey over on Tony's console here, and then we'll say, what's up? And you can see Tony says, what's up? All right. Um, and then we can run one more. I mean, we can run as many as we want, really, but we're gonna run one more. And instead of connecting to that first node, we're gonna connect to the second node we made. So at the port 7001, just to show that any peer can connect to any peer and get into the network. All right. So here we go. All right. You can see in that list we have the local host 7000 that we got from this node over here. So while connecting to the node at 7001, we're also going to get that node at 7000 and connect to that. So you can see Jack is now listening. That is this guy over here. And you also get Tony is now listening, which is this guy over here. And then it says you're now listening to Kevin, and hello from Kevin. All right, and then we can say hey, and both these guys up here get that message. Yeah. And we can say what's up over here. and both the other nodes get that message, and then same over here, you can type whatever, and both nodes are going to get that message. If we disconnect, so we can exit from the first node that we had started in the network, and it'll say there was a peer removed from the network. And then you can still message back and forth from the peers that are online. So that still works. Going into the code real fast. So this is the README. This is how you run everything. All right, so we come into peer here, and we have peer objects. So starting off, we want to make the server thread for the peer. And then we construct that peer after we get that server thread. And then an update listen to peers. That is the peers that this peer is listening to. So when you update them, you're gonna send a listening request, and then you're gonna basically ask to listen to the other peers. So you're gonna ask that you're getting the messages they're sending out. So this is that listen request in JSON form. So you send that out, and you let other peers know that you're listening in on what they're sending out. Add node is when you push when you start a new node and try and connect it to an existing node, you're going to come here. So you're going to create a connection to your specific lead server first. So that's the first step. And then, so yeah, that's all that. And then you're going to write a message out to the server to send a join request. So up here, you have your connection, and then you have your join request, and then listen to the peers and have them listen to you. So once you get that list of peers from the the node you're trying to connect to, you will do a listen and hear request. And then you'll start your client thread and you'll start messaging. So I should have mentioned this before, but you only go into that method if your argument length is 3. And then you have to go into your add node with your argument in index 2, which is going to be that node you're trying to connect to. So then, yeah, you have your listen request, your hear request. So that's like the opposite of the listen request. It's requesting peers hear what you're sending out instead. And then you got your leaving flag. So when you exit, you want to flag the peers in the network and tell them you're leaving. And remove node. Ask for input is where you start sending those messages. So it's a like continuous loop of sending and receiving. Well, sending. And then Yeah, continue it because the receiving all happens in the client thread over here. You're continuously just listening. And depending on what kind of message you're getting here, so if you get a regular message, it's going to, from a different user, it's going to say the username and the message that they sent. Um, but if the JSON has a type list, you're going to print out that array of nodes. If it has type here, you're going to uh, display the here message, what message they want you to hear. Make sure you're hearing them. And then if they have the leave, you're gonna display the peer leaving message, and you're also going to remove them from the list of peers. And that's pretty much it. I mean, send socket list. This is just what sends if you're the lead node or if you're the node someone's connecting to. This is just where you construct your send your list of peers you're connected to over to them, these two. So you go to send socket list and construct list. And then get server thread. You can get the server thread that you're on. This is pretty, oh yeah, the server thread, I forgot to go over that. Server thread, pretty basic. You start your server and you're waiting for connections. And once you make a connection, you read in a message to either join and then to listen. And here you're kind of listening for all these messages on your server side as well. So in case somebody's trying to request a listener here. And then send message is just going through every socket on your list and printing out the message. Set peer is where you set the peer for this server thread. I do that just so you can access the methods of the peer if need be. Um, and then get address. You can get the address of this thread. Get port. You can get the port of the thread. And then you can get the array list of sockets to uh, send over to the other peers when they connect. And then you can get what peer is connected to this server. So, yep, and that's pretty much it. All right, thank you.